Cassadega Night, written by John Bailey, spoken by White Star ASMR. God, it was hot tonight. Unusually hot for April. Even with the windows down, driving 80 miles an hour, sweat beaded on Ty's forehead. He brushed back his damp hair and glanced down as he fumbled a cassette into his new underdash tape deck, frustrated and angry. He stomped the gas pedal. The dual exhaust bellowed as the big 427 gulped gas and air. The Speedo read 100. The Foreigner cassette kicked in. Well, I'm hot-blooded, check it and see. Ty smiled. Yep, I'm hot-blooded all right. He thought about Angela. She looked so good tonight, in a short skirt, sitting right next to him on the big Impala's bench seat as they headed to the drive-in. Damn. He thought he was going to get some for sure. It was their third date, for God's sake. But he was too damn hot. The night was too hot. And Angela was just not. She pushed him away. She demanded that he take her home. She didn't say a word as he drove to her folks' house. Ty didn't say anything when she opened the door and looked over at him. He wanted to, but shit. He was 21 years old. No way was he going to kiss her ass. He looked straight ahead and she slammed the door hard. He peeled out, squealing the tires, and roared back to the highway as fast as he could. Damn high school girls. Well, Angela just turned 18. She graduated in June, but still, he thought, I don't have to put up with this crap. There's no shortage of women out there. Now he was on I-4, headed away from Altamonte Springs towards Daytona Beach on a Friday night. He just wanted to run flat out, hear the growl coming out of the mufflers. He just got paid and figured he'd get into Daytona in time to meet some girls at a beach bar. Ty glanced at the gas gauge. Wow, half a tank. She was really sucking it down. Christ, at 75 cents a gallon, it cost about $12 to fill her up. He started to back off the accelerator. Too late. He sped past a highway patrol cruiser sitting in an emergency turnaround. He glanced at the rear view. Blue lights started flashing. Damn! He thought fast. The exit for 472 was coming up in about a mile. He nailed the gas again and the blue light started to fade in the mirror. Ty waited until the last minute to stomp on the brakes as the exit came up. He turned the lights off as he flew down the ramp, making a hard left at the bottom, and gassed it under the highway to the north. He checked the mirror. The flashing light stopped at the end of the ramp for a second, then turned the other way. Ty turned at the next right. He pulled out the knob for the lights. He didn't want to nail a deer. He hustled down the back roads at a good clip. Love bugs splattered the windshield. Just as he was calming down, a wild pig ran out in front of him. He hit the brakes and swerved hard. Deja vu swept over him as the big car slewed sideways for a moment, the fat rear tires squalling. Crushed shells sprayed the black water of a slough just off the road. The car barely missed flying into the water. Ty regained control in the nick of time and continued down the shell road. This time it was the cold sweat dripping off his brow. Darkened orange groves lined the country roads. Ty wasn't sure which direction he was headed now. The car's headlights illuminated the Spanish moss-draped limbs of ancient oak trees that spread overhead. He drove for another 20 minutes until he saw lights up ahead. A wooden clapboard sign on the side of the road read, Cassadega Spiritualist Camp. He drove slowly into the tiny village, passing old wood-framed houses with screened porches. He glanced at his watch. 2:30 a.m. The houses were dark. Many had signs out front proclaiming palmistry or psychic reading. Ty had heard of this town. It was founded as a spiritualist camp back in the 1800s. He came across a gas station, but it was closed. He noticed the price of gas on the sign, $2.40. Crazy, thought Ty. Who would pay that? He headed back out of the town. Creepy place, he muttered. Just down the street was the cemetery. His neck pricked as he passed by. Again, that strange feeling of having been there before. His gas was getting low. Quarter of a tank now. Better head back home. He tried retracing his route. Soon he found himself driving down a familiar shell road. He slowed down, his tires making a crunching sound as they rolled over the packed shells. He could see blue and red emergency lights ahead, glowing in the gathering fog. At first he thought of the state trooper he ran from. A wrecker was blocking the road. A car was being pulled from the slough that he had narrowly avoided earlier. Ty pulled over and got out. A sheriff's car was parked by the water. A man and woman wrapped in blankets were talking to the deputy sheriff. Ty looked at the car being pulled from the swamp. It was a small car. Japanese, he guessed. He'd never seen one like it. The car was a Kia. Ty never heard of the brand. The deputy spoke to the wet couple. There's another car in there. They all waited while the second vehicle was winched out of the water. It was rusty, covered in muck. Ty felt strange. He walked up to the big car. No one spoke to him. The deputy opened the door. Silty water poured out. The diver wiped the slime off the license plate. Ty stared at it. There are remains in the front, the deputy said. Ty stared at the plate. It was his. He felt dizzy, like he was falling into the swamp.